again there, race fans. Welcome back to Mature Racing Club's Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship. We're back with the Elite 2 lobby, and it's their reverse grid race from Friday night. So after the Sardegna race, we headed over to the Nurburgring GP circuit. The starting grid is the finishing order from the last race in reverse. So Scooby and Chris, who had very poor races last time out, just didn't really get along with the track quite how they wanted to. We'll start on the front row of the grid for this one, and then I'll just give you a little bit of a quick. We'll not spend too long running through them. So we've got Scooby on pole, Chris Mack second, Thundercat. Good opportunity for him in the Megane to put on a show. Same for Big Baz, really. We've seen Big Baz is able to pull a performance out. Shadowhunter in fifth. Be interested to see what Shadowhunter can get up to in this race. Adey Ferry in the Audi TT. So a good car given the length of this front straight, but it will kill its tyres. And a Shell Shock NSX driver, seventh for him. Dixon Mustang, lovely green Mustang, 8th place. See what Dixon can get up to with his fellow Hungarian in front. Rear wheel 72 man, starts 9th with the Don Dotter lineup next to him in 10th. Fabuki, 11th place for Fabuki. He had a great race last time out of Sardegna. Let's see if we can repeat that. J Wills, another TT driver, 12th for J Wills. Again, brilliant race last time out for J. Nikolaitis, winner last time out in the Toyota 86. So I'm quite curious to see what his strategy may be. We'll see. And then Dejku, who you remember sort of had a disconnect, so started just by default at the back of the grid this time round, so we didn't gain an unfair advantage. But I don't really think we've seen Dejku in action yet, so I'm quite intrigued to see what he's actually like, because I've not seen him drive yet. So if he storms away to the front and rips off, then you'll probably know why he keeps disconnecting. So let's get on with it. Let's see what happens. So the reverse grid race, quite famous for the fast guys technically being at the back, making their way through to the front. That does produce some lovely drama sometimes. Everyone seems to get away well. The four-wheel drive Subaru is going to bog down a little bit. That's actually no, he didn't bog down at all. He got a great start. Thundercat got a great start as well. Big Baz getting away well. Dixon diving down the inside, but looks like he just had to back out of it. The Audi's got a poor start, as you could probably imagine, as we see Shadowhunter and Dixon go side by side. Dixon has to take to the escape road. A little bit clumsy on re-entry, gotta say. But they all make it through so far unscathed. Meanwhile, leading away, Chris Mack in the Subaru, making a getaway at the front, followed by Scooby. So it's the top two pretty much as they were. A little position swap. Thundercat doing a good job in third. He'll be looking to cling on to those front two. Big Baz getting all drifter-rooney on us. Coming down towards the hairpin. It looks like he's getting very feisty in the battle for fifth. Dixon, Shadowhunter, Fabuki and Shell Shock getting involved in that. Dixon's got to throw it down the inside. Shadowhunter just close the door on him. There's a little bit of unneeded contact there between the guys. Looks like he's all getting a little bit squirrely in this battle. Dixon so far comes out well. Fabuki gains a place out of that as well, so Fabuki's had a good first lap. Dixon up to fifth then, but he's got a horde of cars chasing him down, and while ever this battle's going on, they'll be losing the guys up ahead. So you will want to keep an eye on that Nikolaitis from the back of the grid in that Toyota 86, all the way up to 9th. Great first lap for Nikolaitis. Adey Ferry in the Audi. That Audi just bogs down off the line. He will have been near the back from the start. So will J Wills, but he'll be looking to make moves up. Don Dotter's had a poor start as well. Let's just flick through everyone, see if there's any massive dramas. There isn't. We did see Dixon going on a bit of lawnmower mode there, but I think we escaped. This battle for fifth looks to be getting spicy. Adey Ferry and Nikolaitis side by side coming down the main straight, but I just love the sight of these cars. Peter Keane sort of mentioned it in his video. The sight of these cars coming down the main straight is a beautiful thing to behold. And he moves into T1, not necessarily. Everyone seems to be doing just fine. Adey Ferry and Nikolaitis still side by side. The Audi would have had superior I went to from the very front end, but basically superior speed. But Nicolaides now are coming into the tight and twisty sections will have the advantage. And these guys still kicking off for 5th. Meanwhile, some of the guys ahead are managing to escape slightly. Dixon just cuts the grass there a little bit. We do hope just too big of a gap doesn't involve up front. So far though, all looks well. Let's jump to Chris Mack, see how he's getting away. He's doing a great job in first place. Enough of a gap to Scooby that he doesn't have to worry about any dive bombs. These 4, oh look at these guys side by side going through the Schumacher S's. You don't want to be going side by side through here, boys. Someone's going to have to give way. No one gives way. And that's just going to drag the other guys into the fight. Shadowhunter's in the fight now as well. Cuts to the inside. Really late on the break. Shadowhunter. A bit of a collection there with Fubuki goes off the circuit. Dixon again survives this one. He's like the Bear Grylls of racing, this bloke. Just whatever you throw at him, he survives it. His shell shot just go off the circuit there. We'll catch up with that in just a second. I'd be surprised if that doesn't put him way down the back. Fubuki's lost out massively. Nicolaides looking for a move on Shadowhunter. Decides he's not close enough at the minute. Audi Ferry going side by side with Nicolaides through the chicane. Two Audis then, Audi Ferry and J Wills side by side coming around the final turn. A drag race down the main straight now. Don Dotter and Fubuki just behind them. They will be hoping for some slipper stream. Getting mixed camera angles again, which I don't like. I want my normal camera angles back. Looks like Audi Ferry's won the drag race. We've seen just how fast J Wills is. For me, he's one of the most underrated drivers in MRC, just based on the handful of races I've seen him in. Yeah, so see how he gets on with this one, to be fair. He's in a car that's gonna struggle here, I won't lie, it's not the strongest. All kicking off at the back. Fubuki's trying to just make his way back through. He's ended up down in 10th. He's got to try and get past the Don Dotter. The Don Dotter's not slow either. He's in the Subaru's actually alright here. Lots of lateral grip in the car, so it should go just fine. So yeah, we do see some battles emerging through the field. Dejku 13th for Dejku. Shellshock after going off a lap ago. Just ran it a little bit wide. Happens to us all. He's down in 14th now. Sorry, top 4, you're not going to get a lot of coverage, lads, because you're just kind of breaking away from the pack. Might come back to you later on. Meanwhile, Shadowhunter's defending to Nicolaides. Nicolaides is just going to have much better exit speed in that little Toyota there. It's a lot lighter, a lot more nimble. Even the Megane that is a cornering beast hasn't really got much to answer to the Greek at the minute. There's Nicolaides up to 5th. He can now begin his charge up towards that top 4 group. And the race does seem to have settled down though now, which is good to see, because those opening 2 laps were absolute mayhem. Let's just give Chris Mack a little bit of love. Doing a grand job is Chris Mack, up in first position. Pumping in the consistency as well, which is good to see. While he's got the clean air ahead of him, he really just needs to be doing exactly what he's doing now, which is just keeping calm, staying composed and putting the laps in. Because the longer the guys behind can put the fight to the people like the J's, the Nicolaideses, and basically the guys that are race winners, then the more chance they've got of staving off. Nicolaides is in a car that can no stop though, so I'd be interested to see if he can do that. The Toyota was very kind on its tyres. Thundercat, not really mentioned him too much. Great job in third, holding off a lot of pressure from Big Baz behind him. Big Baz doesn't sound to be going for a move here, so it's the Megane train. Big Baz just went a little bit deep on the brakes there, just in an attempt to get past, but they all resume racing. No harm done to anyone. Nicolaides is beginning to reel that pack in now. through the cornering sections. He is dropping Jay Wills, who's in that Audi. The Audi, though, when it gets to the straight, he's just going to reel him straight back in again. Fabuki back up to 8th. Fabuki probably a bit disappointed in how the opening 7.5 minutes this race has gone for him. I don't see Shadowhunter anywhere, so I've got to assume Shadowhunter has disconnected or left the race or something like that. I don't see him in the lobby anywhere as many times, so we're down to, I think it's 13 drivers, as we see Scooby go for a move. No, it wasn't Scooby going for a move, Scooby was defending a move to Thundercat. I'm surprised Thundercat's got the opportunity to attack. Based on the fact he's got a big bars all over his backside. This is Scooby's view. As he looks back, all he sees is just a face full of Megan. Scooby then goes defensive. Thundercat just goes through the outside line. Potentially might be looking for the cutback, or is he going to go the long way around? No, he does go for the cutback move. Scooby's got great traction off that corner, so he manages to defend that well. Big Baz just seems to be waiting like a predator. Not in the sort of BBC in the 1970s type of predator that you might be thinking of, but someone who just sits and waits for people to kill each other and take their racing positions. Nicolaides then right on the back of these guys. Let's see if he can interrupt the flow, as we see Thundercat then go for a move on Scooby. Side by side racing with these guys, very respectful, lots of room, given a little bit of a tap there, but that's absolutely fine. Thundercat looked to be making a move up to seconds. He did make a move up to second, but Scooby's got to be good on the brakes if he wants to keep this place. Thundercat just even better on the brakes there. Scooby retains 3rd for now, Big Baz 4th, Nicolaides 5th, Jay Wills up to 6th behind him still. This train for 2nd place has proven to be an important one as we approach the pit stop phases then, so a lot of these cars may choose to peel off into the pits to get some fresh tyres. For every lap these guys do around the circuit, it takes 3 laps worth of wear off the tyres. Nicolaides just got past Big Baz there, we saw. Will the Toyota 86 go for a move on Scooby? Let's wait and see. Scooby a bit late defending that one. Nicolaides is going to get the position. Great move by the Greek driver. Scooby didn't really have too much to answer to that on the brakes. The Toyota 86 is always going to win that fight. Nicolaides proving his class. It has to be side Thundercat next target then. That train though does resume. Jay Wills in that Audi very close behind. He's going to be prime position to pick up some spots coming down to T1 here. See if Nicolaides gets the job done on Thundercat. No. Jay Wills goes round the outside, doesn't get the job done this time, but that just proves the speed of the Audi. He's going to be on the inside for turn 2. Scooby jumps up to 5th. Great move by Jay. Scooby and the Don Dotter put up a little bit of a fight. There's a little bit of a P1 sandwich going on here. Headed up by Big Baz. Nicolaides then just seen getting past Thundercat. Thundercat's not letting this go though, he's fighting him. Nicolaides so does just stick to his guns. Thundercat has to settle for 3rd right now. Nicolaides can set his sights on the Subaru, which isn't really making a mistake. Chris Mack's times are dropping off a little bit. I wonder if tyre wear is beginning to kick in. Nicolaides in the mid 204s in traffic. Cars around him creeping into the 205s now. The tyre wear is creeping in a little bit. So this is the optimum moment of the race for Nicolaides to start taking advantage of the top 8. Well and truly buggered off from everyone else. See a little bit of contact between the 2 Audis there. Fabuki, 9th place for Fabuki. He had a shocking lap 5, a 2:09. Something's happened to Fabuki. Shell shock up to 10th. He was the last a few laps ago, so he's doing well. Dixon down in 11th for Dixon. What happened to Dixon? Oh, that's Shadowhunter though. Yeah, lap 4 for Shadowhunter, 2:15. So obviously had an incident somewhere. So we're back at the front with Chris Mack. Getting chased down by Nicolaitis a little bit. Chris is still pumping in some consistent lap times, but you can tell the tyre wear is starting to affect him a little bit now, just creeping into the mid 205s. Nicolaitis behind in the 204, so plainly he's on the pace now. Thundercat's still there. Thundercat's not backing down at all. He still wants this fight. Big Baz has just put his fastest lap of the race in a 204.2. So I think this top 4 scrap at least isn't finished yet. We're approaching the pit stop phase now. Chris Max goes a little bit deep. That's going to give Nicolaitis the inside line. Of course, turns into the outside and then Schumacher S, and he wisely just backs out of the move here, knowing that there are overtaking opportunities ahead of him if he just employs a little bit of patience. Chris Mack, though, driving well so far. Will Nicolaitis go for it into the chicane complex here? He doesn't look like he's going to. Chris Mack using the most of the track he possibly can get away with there. Nicolaitis, lovely overtake there. Just sort of cuts back the Subaru driver. And that's Nicolaitis up into the lead of the race. So Thundercat's going to try and follow Nicolaitis through. And yeah, in the space of a couple of corners, Chris Mack unfortunately has lost 2 places there. So not a great lap that for Chris Mack, but he still had a good race so far. He peels off into the pits. That's where we may see a few drivers do the same. The Audi of J Wills does peel off, so does an Audi Ferry. So obviously the Audis are struggling with tyres. Adey G and Shadowhunter side by side. Adey G was drifting that BMW M4. Dixon as well getting involved in that scrap. Rear Wheel 72 getting involved as well. It's all kicking off here in the battle for 9th. Shadowhunter at the minute leading this, but Adey G drag racing him down to the start, down the start finish straight. Noah's Ark came in 2x2. Let's see if anything happens down here. Shadowhunter does go for the cutback. Really good drive that by Shadowhunter, got the move made. Dixon and Rear Wheel 72 man at the minute. Not really managing to get anything done. Dixon did go for the lunge down there on Adey G, but did back out of it as well. Wasn't close enough. Further up, now that pit stops have happened, Chris Mack's down in 8th, but looks like I think everyone above him has yet to pit, if they're going to. Don Dotter and Big Baz. Nothing doing with them guys at the minute. Nicolaitis just now starting to drive off into the sunset a little bit. This back 4 at the minute, who are back 4 because they haven't pitted yet. Does look to be spicing up a little bit. Let's see if any of them do pit this lap. My Audi Ferry and J Wills now will be going to the end. J Wills currently holds the fastest lap at 2:02.9. That's a great lap by J Wills. So if he can start to employ that pace now, there's a lot of cars ahead of him that are either going to be on old shoddy worn tyres or are going to lose time in the pit stops. See if anyone peels off here. No, they don't. Thundercat and Big Baz still scrapping away. Don Dotter does peel off into the pits. We just noticed there. So Thundercat and Big Baz scrapping very closely, but keeping it very clean as well. I think Thundercat saw the move that Big Baz was making and gave him a lot of room. I didn't want to cause any unnecessary contact, which is the right way to go about it. Tucks back in there. J Wills then looking for a move on Chris Mack, gets it done under braking very nicely, tucks it into the apex. He's got Shell Shock ahead of him now. Shell Shock, of course, will now be on 8 lap old tyres. J Wills, a little bit of door rubbing, but sometimes that can't be avoided. Other than that, these guys keeping it clean. Shell Shock though holds stern, and Chris Mack might be able to get back through here as well. That Subaru's got really good cornering grip. He's going to be on the inside of the Audi in this turn. Jay's going to have to be early on the power. He is. Runs it really wide. Jay had all the track to play with there. Chris's line was a little bit compromised, unfortunately. Things at the back have calmed down a little bit. Dixon's back in the field up as it stands. Nicolaitis He's just driving off, I'm afraid, right now. Nothing's really going on with him, guys. So I was just checking some notifications. So Shell Shock then, this is the mid-stage race that Shell Shock's involved in. So he's holding off Jay Wills at the minute. Where's he gone? There he is, look. Jay Wills got that move made coming into the chicane. Shell Shock gave him all the room in the world. Looks like Shell Shock's just going to peel off into the pits. Yeah, so these boys are going to carry on. And in a lap or two's time, we should see where all this sort of lies out when all's said and done. You might see the positions move about a little bit. Sometimes it does that when someone pits. Jay's got an opportunity to be the mover of the race then. He's pitted. Now got a little bit of free air to catch up to the top 5. We've still got 10 minutes left of this one as well, so plenty of time for him to do something with this. Audi Ferry getting on the back of Chris Mack. Audi Ferry's obviously going to be on fresh rubber, a little bit fresher than Chris's. Shell Shock down to 10. Don't want me control keeps doing that, just keeps putting me in cockpit view. I don't ask it to do that. There we go, it's PlayStation for you. Not much doing at the back now. Things have calmed down a little bit. Dixon's pitted, I think, because he's just put in a really slow lap time, so I think he's just pitted. So is Adey G. So is Shadowhunter, so I think these guys at the back have pitted now as well. Chris Mack and Audi Ferry, very close coming through the Schumacher S's. Audi Ferry's probably going to think a little bit better of going for a move on Chris Mack here. Not quite close enough yet. We'll just stay on board with the Audi. I'll just show you the frankly ridiculous turn of pace this car has. Chris Mack just goes a little bit wide there. That's going to compromise his entry speed into this turn. And you're just going to see the Audi just bugger off in all fairness. It's ridiculously quick in a straight line. Go and check in on our leader, the Greek god of thunder, Nikolaitis Jar. About to start his 11th lap of the race. Pulled a little bit of a gap to Big Baz. Thundercat's just pitted, so maybe he's trying a bit of an alternative strategy. Scooby third at the minute, coming under threat from Fabuki though, and we know Fabuki can fight at the end of a race. We saw him do it last time out. So we'll see if that does come to anything. Jay Wills passed the Don Dotto up to 5th. What's that, under a lap or so ago? Don Dotto's actually piling pressure on Jay Wills here now. The Don Dotto holds the fastest lap of the race at 2:02.731. So the man in the Ascension at the minute is the Don Dotto in the Subaru. He's just taking a little bit more care with his entries, gets a really good exit out of the corner, but the Audi's a hard car to get past. It's just his straight line speed. It's a very hard car to battle with, unless your tyres are starting to go off, but we'll see how that affects Jay towards the end of the race. Ferry now has got past Chris Mack. Thundercat now with fresh tyres, he's gonna look to do the same. Thundercat's gonna need to get this move made pretty quickly if there's any hope of getting anything major out of this race, because I don't know, I'm trying to think 22 minutes into this race, and I don't think a lot of the guys up ahead now are going to pit. I certainly think if they've not pitted yet, they're not going to now. I know Nikolaitis is definitely in that. We'll flick tyre wear on and just have a little bit of a look at how everyone's tyres are coping as Nikolaitis begins his 12th lap. Let's have a look at his tyres. To say they've done 11 laps now, they're alright. Big Big Baz's slightly better condition. Scooby's done a great job on his tyres. He's on the softs on the front, which may explain a little bit of it. Fubuki, great job as well. We see Fubuki make a move down into T1. Does he go too deep? Scooby gets him back on the undercut, but Fubuki's going to have the inside line, so we should see Fubuki get this one sort of polished off. He does. The tyre wear starting to show now. Scooby's probably picks up a little bit of dirt from the track. Because J Will's fresh tyres, Dom Dotter fresh tyres. These guys will be wanting to put a fight to the guys ahead of them, but they've got to get on with it really. A podium is on the cards if they can catch Fubuki. I dare say Big Baz and Nikolaidis probably a little bit too far up the road if we're being realistic about it. So you see J Will's got to 4th. Great move for J Wills. Does the Dom Dotter follow him? I can't imagine Scooby's going to put up too much of a fight with this, though they do go side by side through the Schumacher S's. Can they keep it clean? Yes, they can. Good driving, boys. Scooby's going to have the inside line here. Just about outbrakes the Subaru. The Megane is a little bit better at cornering than the Subaru, I would hasten to add. But the Dom Dotter's really the man on the pace right now. The Subaru should get it in a straight line, though. That WRX is a little bit more capable when it comes to the engine department. This one is Japanese and one is French. That's kind of all you really have to say about that. Scooby's just lost it. What happened there? Let's just go on board with Scooby. Lovely, exciting interior of this Renault. So we're coming up to chicane. It looks like Scooby did just get 2 wheels on the grass. Let me just turn this tyre off now. It's putting me off. So unfortunately that's Scooby down to 7th. Thundercat's going to be putting pressure on him now for that position. Chris Mack, after leading for a lot of the race, finds himself in 9th. Looks like we have lost Shadowhunter and maybe Dixon as well. For one reason or another, those two didn't finish the race. Battle for 7th, consisting of Scooby in the Megane and Thundercat in the Megane. Scooby goes very narrow there. Thundercat just gets the undercut on him. Nice move, Thundercat. He's going to have to finish this one off down at the hairpin. Looks like he's far enough ahead to not have to worry about it too much. Gets the apex tucked in nicely. Job done. 7 for Thundercat as it stands. We've got about 3.5 minutes left of this one. So just a little bit of a recap of the order then. So Nikolaidis running away in first position. Well, I say running away, Big Baz isn't far behind him. Neither of these two have pitted, so they're both doing the no stops. They're both lapping sort of in the 204s as well, so really impressive stuff by these guys. To be lapping at that time with that amount of tyre wear is admirable. Fubuki also not stopped, also in the 204s. Is coming under pressure from J Wills though. I think one thing I'm interested to see is if J Wills can snatch that podium from the clutches of Fubuki in the dying depths of this race. He's probably got another 2 laps in which to do it. Let's just stick with this here while they go down the main straight, because the Audi's gonna have the power. Looks a little bit too far back to get a move made. Yeah, he's nowhere near a move right at this point, but his tyres are going to be in a lot better shape, are Jay's, so I dare say he'll close up on him. Same sort of Dom Dotter, really. Dom Dotter, fastest lap of the race so far. Definitely the man in the ascension as far as pace goes. I wonder if I keep hitting a button doing that. I don't know. Elsewhere in the field, not a ton going off in terms of out-and-out action. Interested to see if Big Baz can mount an attack in the down depths of the race as well. Both of these boys are going to start. So here we go. J Wills, lunge monkey down into the hairpin. Fubuki better cornering on that again. Just about hangs in there. Don Dotto though, gonna go right between them both, and it's a Subaru sandwich coming into the Schumacher S's. Something had to give there. Don Dotto proved he has the testes to do that. Fubuki just had to get out of there or risk wrecking, basically. Probably knowing that the guys in front or fighting him have got really fresh tyres, but it is unfortunate for Fubuki. He's had a great race, and he's still putting the fight to the Don Dotto. If he can get a little bit of slipstream, it may not be over for this boy yet. So does Fubuki go for a move? No, he doesn't. But he does on the exit of the corner. It's a great drive out by Fubuki coming into the last corner. He's just going to get that Megane tucked in. The Subaru though is going to have better straight line speed, so Fubuki's going to need a slipstream. He's not going to get one. J Wills is helping him out, maybe. There might have been a little bit of help there. I'll give you £5 if you give me a slipstream. It's going to come down to breaking into T1 then. We are on the last lap. This matters now. Fubuki just misses a gear. That's going to cost him a little bit of speed coming into turn 2. Side by side these guys are running now on the last lap of the race. After 30 minutes of racing, Fubuki just goes a little bit deep on the brakes. That is going to harm him, but he manages to stick it in. Audi Ferry though lurking in the background. Meanwhile Jay is driving off into the distance. Let's just have a look through the field, see if anything's going off. Thundercat holds 7th, Scooby 8th, Shellshot 9th, with Chris Mack for company behind. Not too much distance between those two. Rear wheel 72 man and Adey G round out your competitors. Let's just stick with these guys then as they come across the line, see if anything happens. Roughly half of the lap remaining. Nikolaitis has had a brilliant race from the back of the grid, remember. Had to fight his way through, hasn't stopped yet. A lot of the field have stopped for fresh tyres. Nikolaitis and Baz haven't. So strategy definitely has played a part in their results today, but they wouldn't have been able to make that strategy pull off had it not been for some very good driving in the process as well. So I'm doffing my hat to you gentlemen. It's very well done. Just don't mess it up on the final few turns and we should be okay. All is well then as we come across to cross the finish line. Impressive start to Nikolaitis' MRC GTTCC career. Definitely one to watch. Big Baz as well as proving his ability, bringing home 2nd. J Wills hard. He had to grind this one out. 3rd place for J Wills. Don Dotto brings home 4th. Well done to him. Fubuki 5th. Thundercat just holds Audi Ferry off at the line for 6th. Scooby brings home 8th with Shellshot 9th. Chris Mack might be disappointed in this one. 10th for Chris Mack today. Rear wheel 72 man hasn't had too much of an involved race. 11th place for him, and Adey G just coming across the line now for 12th. So that's your lot for round 2. Some impressive drive, especially from Nikolaitis there. 2 wins in his debut. That immediately jumps him to 5th in the table from not even being factored into the tables, basically. What I might start doing from next round onwards is in this bit where I'm talking about it, so in the last one, so after the reverse grid race, I'll just put the tables on the screen so you can see, and then we can sort of follow a story throughout the championship, because the top 4 get promoted, the bottom 4 get relegated. It's looking to be a very close league as it stands. Obviously we're only 2 races in, so not too much to go at yet. We have got 14 races in total, so there's plenty to go at yet. Next week we head to 2 legendary tracks. We're going to Suzuka and Monza. There's 2 F1 tracks there at the same weekend, so that will prove quite interesting. Monza's definitely a no-stop race if you can get your tyres working, so interesting to see how that one goes, and yeah, we'll go from there. So thank you very much for tuning in. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video, it does help me out. And chuck a comment down below with what you'd like to see in future videos, what you like to see, what you don't like to see, any insults you've got that might be nice to hear, I don't know. Anyway, thanks for tuning in guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.